Well, it was an interesting week to say the least. I had some travels, had some travel atomizations came with me, actually had a fragrance that became a casualty. It's week number 51. Stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday, this was actually the day that I left from my uncle's. We had spent the weekend at my uncle's visiting family before we left on Monday to go to Colorado Springs, which a lot of you know I went to Colorado Springs this past week for several days. And on that Sunday, I had wore up on Parfumer number 301. I will be doing a full review and a full 1 ounce bottle presentation giveaway in the next week roughly. I do want to wear it one more time before I give my full thoughts on it. And preliminary thoughts are, if you like amber and extremely sandalwood heavy fragrances, you're going to like this one. Very, very good. Nothing super complex, nothing out the norm, some crazy unique DNA. It's simplistic, it's ambery, it's spicy, it's woody, and it just works. That's what I wore on Sunday. On Parfumer number 301. Then when I got out the shower that night, something simple, just works. Cool water, mild deodorant spray. Nothing special, that's what I use it for. It's very weak performer, very weak projector, just great to refresh yourself when you get out of the shower. And it's cool water. Who doesn't like cool water? Out the shower on Sunday night. Cool water, mild deodorant spray. Moving into Tuesday, I actually just did a full review of this. I'm about a little more than halfway through my decant at this point. I will be getting a full bottle probably sometime near the end of winter, maybe early spring. I'll finally pull the trigger on a full bottle. Talking about Yves Saint Laurent Y Eau de Parfum. As you can see, I've knocked out a little bit more, about half of this 10 ml decant. This actually came from a raffle win on Facebook. I had people ask me where I got this decant. Michael Densmore, Making Sense. Shout out to you. He does raffles in my Facebook group for these decants, and this is one that I had won. If you're not a member of TLTG Reviews Fragrance Lounge, there's always a link in the link tree in the description if you want to check out the group for sure. We'd love to have you. But like I was saying, I did a full review while I was in Colorado Springs. I did some walking around outside in the neighborhood that my in-laws live. I'll have those videos on the end screen at the end of this video if you want to check out those. The next 3 days of fragrances were the ones I reviewed. But definitely one of the better blue fragrances on the market. It's a beast performer. Got a lot of mixed comments. There's actually more people that don't like this one than I actually thought. Of course, there's a bunch of huge fans of this one because it's a great fragrance, but in my opinion, if you're looking for a beast mode, high compliment factor, mass appealing blue fragrance, pretty hard to beat YEDP. And then when I got out the shower that night, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so the day we're talking about now, and the following 2 days, I won't do it each time, was Nautica Blue Sail. This was the Nautica fragrance that I brought with me on my trip, so I could have something crisp and fresh. You know, I like my Nautica fragrances out the shower. So on Monday, on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, Nautica Blue Sail. That's what I wore out the shower. Now on Tuesday, unfortunately, this was the casualty. I'll put the picture right here. This was my scent of the day. It was one of my decants from Unique You. Those of you that remember that video from months and months and months and months ago that I did in collaboration with them. This was my decant of Parfums de Marly Herod. Right after I did my overall rating in that review, I dropped it when I was going to put it back in my pouch of my hoodie, and it cracked. So now I need to get a full bottle because I don't have my decant anymore. So unfortunately, it's not often. It's very rare. I can't even really remember dropping and breaking any bottles of decants, but it definitely happened on Tuesday, unfortunately. I no longer have my decant of Parfums de Marly Herod. And as I said, for Monday, Nautica Blue Sail was out the shower on Tuesday. Moving into Wednesday, now I do have a gift set, so I didn't bring my 100 ml bottle with me. I did bring the travel atomizer, so I've worn my bottle many times. I still need to do a review on L'Homme Ideal L'Intense from Guerlain. I'll put the picture of the bottle pop up on the screen right there so you know exactly, because it's hard to read off of here. Beautiful smoky leather almond. That's the three main things I smell off of my skin. It's beautiful. The smoke does calm down over time. The leather comes up even more. It's got a light, sweet undertone. Like you can almost detect the cherry that's in the eau de parfum, but supposedly it's not in there. And if it is in there, it's definitely not in the forefront, but there's a little light, sweet undertone in the background. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. That's an above average performer. Wife really loves the way this one smells. It's a beautiful, cool weather fragrance. Arguably, now I haven't tried the Extreme, the newest one, but in my opinion, it's arguably the best one in the line. Runs kind of neck and neck with the eau de parfum. Haven't gotten the Extreme yet. I will get that one sooner rather than later. Hopefully over the next month or so, I'll get my hands on a bottle. But definitely one, if you have not checked this out yet, you need to. If you like the line, this one's a must-have. It is fantastic, and that's Guerlain L'Homme Ideal L'Intense. Moving into Thursday, this was actually the day that we flew back to Texas, and I had brought this with me. Wasn't sure when I was going to wear it. Ended up being my scent of the day, and actually performed better than I recall it performing in the past. It's my 1 ounce bottle that I use as a traveler. Hugo Boss Bottled, the original, the eau de toilette. You can see how much is left in that. This is a 30 ml 1 ounce bottle. I do have a 200 ml bottle. That's a completely different batch that I usually spray most of the time. I was running low on this whenever I got that 200 milliliter bottle. And they're two totally different batches. This is a lighter color juice than that one and everything, but this one kind of performs a little bit better, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's just extra maceration or whatever, but it seemed like it just wouldn't stop projecting. I smelled myself for a good 5 hours, easy, just constantly smelling myself. It was pleasant, strange, but very pleasant. So one that gets overlooked these days. This is a timeless classic in my opinion, kind of a must-have building block type of fragrance if you're building a collection. Boss Bottled, the original. And then when I got out the shower that night, it was time for a shave because it's been several days since I shaved, and I used my vintage Nautica aftershave splash. You can see the dent in that. Old style Nautica font. This stuff's like 20, 21, 22 years old. Still potent, still smells great. Doesn't smell spoiled at the top or anything. This is some really good stuff. You can find them on eBay. If you like the Nautica fragrances like I do, it's always good to get the vintage stuff because it's actually performs even the vintage version of the fragrance, which I do have as well. It came in the gift set with this, but out the shower that night, it was a good shave with Nautica aftershave splash. Moving into Friday is one that I actually, for as many times as I've worn this, from the decant I had to starting to pull sprays out of this bottle over the last several wearings, I've never done a full review on Mancera Cedrat Boissé. So we're starting to approach the 20,000 subscriber mark. Thank all of you for that. Whenever that does come, whether the pace is looking like maybe a week, maybe a little more than a week, whenever it comes, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 days, whatever. Whenever it comes, I will do a full review on Cedrat Boissé, and we will be giving away a full sealed in box bottle, 120 ml of Mancera Cedrat Boissé that I did pick up. It was in the haul video from yesterday. For those of you that didn't see that already, make sure you check that out. I'll actually put that video right here if you want to check it out. Beautiful, versatile, affordable niche. If you haven't gotten a bottle yet, one of the cheapest places that I know of, it's like $73, is from Kingdom Fragrances, which is always linked below if you want to check out Steve's site. It's 73 bucks for a 120 ml bottle like this, sealed in box. It's a great fragrance. This is a must-have. This is one of the most versatile, easy wears that's affordable in niche perfumery. Really good stuff, Mancera Cedrat Boissé. And then when I got out the shower, I'd used my shower gel, and anytime I use that shower gel, I grab the fragrance too. And I haven't worn it in a while. Cremo, Blue Cedar and Cypress. You can see the dent in that bottle. It is everything that it says it is. Green cypress and some sharp cedar wood. Super synthetic. It's not for everybody, but it's for me. It's one I do enjoy, as you can see by the dent. And I like to spray it out the shower. I like to layer it, if you will, kind of a layering thing with the shower gel. I've had the exfoliating body bar of blue cedar and cypress. It's one of my favorite scents of the Cremo products, and one that I suggest you check out as well if you like green woody scents. You like blue cedar and cypress. Finally, on Saturday was one that I had a decant of, still do. I'm actually topped off the decant a little bit more to get it more in that 10 ml range. So I'm going to be giving away a 10 ml decant of this when I do the full review, which should be in the next day or so. So be looking out for my full review of Parfums de Marly. Sadly, this is the newer batch, which get it to where you can see the batch code. It's the newer batch that they remacerated it to where it gets a little bit better performance, because it was like a 3-hour fragrance before. It does get a little bit more now. I'm getting in that 5 to 6 hour range, which is still not breaking the bank on outstanding stellar performance, but for what it is, this is essentially a niche blue fragrance. Citruses, ambroxan, woods. If you like blue fragrances, this is going to be right up your alley, which a lot of you know love a good blue fragrance. Well, this is a niche blue fragrance, and it's a beautiful niche blue fragrance. It really is. Underrated compliment getter, because my wife loves when I wear this one. Some good stuff for sure. And the ambroxan comes out surprisingly more and more as time goes on my skin. I don't know who else gets that, but we'll go in depth a little bit more tomorrow or the next day or so when I do a full review. Absolutely love this one. Parfums de Marly. Sedley. And then when I got out the shower, this is from my recent little Marshall scavenger hunt and haul. It's from Nautica. Nautica Life Energy. And for those of you that saw that video, it was very familiar and I couldn't pinpoint what it was. It smells like a more aquatic version of Bleu de Chanel. Like the sharpness of Bleu de Chanel is not there, but the dry down kind of is, because the C notes add that aquatic nature to it. And I dig it, man. I really dig it. Had somebody in the comments say it looks like Nautica collaborated with Capri Sun. Clever, because of the orange straw, but even the little orange dot on the atomizer. But yeah, it's different for sure. But for 10 bucks, it's hard for me to pass up a Nautica fragrance that I procrastinated getting for, shoot, years now. It's the first time I saw it in a rack store, so I had to grab it. 10 bucks, pretty hard to beat. I like my Nautica fragrances out the shower, and that's exactly what I used it for on Saturday. Nautica Life Energy. Well, guys, that was week number 51 in the weekly rotation. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. What did you guys wear this week? Let me know down in the comments. And for those of you that saw yesterday's video, this is the other shirt from Into the AM that I was talking about. Not the astronaut theme. This is a little bit darker than my usual stuff, but this is one dope ass shirt, man. I'm loving this gray tie-dye kind of look. If you like shirts like this or those basic tees that I wear all the time, there's always a link down below if you want to check them out. I'm telling you, some cool shirts, they really are. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances that we discussed in this video, or hell, even this shirt, you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.